So today is Sunday. It's almost the beginning of a new week. It's been a pretty uneventful weekend. On Friday, we got this dump, and since then, we've just kind of been forming a range here. So I want to go over the local plans that I made. The larger term levels are still pretty much the same. This low down here is still very significant because it's the last higher low on the 4 hour. So if we want to continue a 4 hour uptrend, we would want to not break this low, at least not with a close. Maybe we SFP it. That's why I have a trade idea there. And if we keep pumping to the upside, I've talked about the levels that I'm looking at for up there. So in this video, I just want to go over the local levels that I'm looking at. But first, I will quickly run through what market Cipher is looking like. So on the daily, we did just print this red dot up here. It is confirmed because we printed a new daily candle. Money flow is kind of getting a little turn to the downside, but it's not looking super weak. It looks like it could easily just kind of come down a little bit and then continue up, continue with like an uptrend there. I'd say the 12 hours is pretty much the same thing. Money flow is turning to the downside now, but it's not looking super weak at the moment. It looks like maybe it just has to cool down before another move to the upside. Maybe we don't even put in a higher high. Maybe money flow just comes up a little bit as we get another push to the upside, and maybe we continue to see divergences. If price comes up to put in a higher high here, 8 hour, very similar, but money flow is probably looking better on the 8 hour. You can still see good direction with it. Unless you're looking at it from this wave back here, then there's like a downward direction potentially, but very locally, money flow is getting a move to the upside, and the VWAP is starting to curve back up as well, looking like it might want to print a green dot here. And the 4 hour was looking pretty bullish to me. We just got another trigger wave down here. You can still see good direction from this anchor wave, so I would still consider this a trigger wave for sure. And money flow is locally getting another move to the upside. We had a sharp move up here, kind of came down a little bit. Money flow consolidated. Maybe now we can see another push to the upside. The 1 hour is not looking super great though. It is putting in lower lows in the red. Money flow has come down a lot, so that is not looking super bullish on the 1 hour. 24-minute money flow did just curve back to the upside, so overall, I'd say what I'm getting from this is that maybe price wants to come up and put in a higher high sometime this week. Maybe with the 1 hour money flow not looking super bullish at the moment, maybe we come down first, maybe we take out this local low, and maybe sometime later this week we get another push to the upside. It does look like this daily definitely has potential to kind of continue to the upside. I mean, money flow was decently thick in the red here, and it got a pretty sharp move to the upside. Even though we did technically see more divergences from back here, I'm definitely not super confident in saying that, we probably will put in a higher high here, but it seems, decently likely, especially with this 4 hour right now. This 4 hour is looking pretty good at the moment. So maybe we continue chopping around here for a little bit and look to put in higher highs sometime later in the week. That would be my guess, just looking at Market Cipher right now. So first I'll talk about levels to the downside, because I only have a few of them. I've got more short ideas, I think. But first I have this low marked out. It's not going to be as significant as this low right here, because on some time frames we have formed a downtrend here by breaking this last higher low, closing below it, and now this is a swing low, so this local low is not going to be as significant, but still we might see a liquidity grab there. There might be stop losses down below there, so could make for a decent scalp if the confirmations are there. And of course I would be watching an SFP of this low. It is the more significant low, at least in this kind of lower term market structure, and we do have an untapped daily level right below it. So there's a key level that we could potentially bounce off of if we fall below that, and I would look to see if we can reclaim that low. So that's probably the first key level I'm really interested in to the downside. Anything in here would just be like a local scalp, and I'd just be trading this local range. And of course, I'd also be watching this low down here, because if you go to the 4-hour market structure, and I'll actually go to a clean chart for this, that is the last higher low in this 4-hour market structure. So, in order to maintain an uptrend on the 4-hour time frame, we would have to either put in a higher low to that low, and then take out the highs, put in a higher high, or we would have to SFP this low. So, that is a trade idea I'm looking for. Come down below this low, SFP it, and then recover it. Close candles on a higher time frame above it. Like, you could look for 1-hour closes, but I think the most significance probably going to be the 4-hour, because it is 4-hour market structure. So this low, right around 29,650-ish, at least on MEXC. Bybit, it is pretty much the same, 29,670. And like I said in my last video, the macro value area low for the large range is coming in around 29,416. So if you're looking for a 4-hour SFP, you could definitely come all the way down to that value area low, still recover this low and close above it on the 4-hour time frame. But I would really want to see my confirmations here, because if we lose this low, things could get decently bearish pretty quickly. And right now, those are pretty much the levels to the downside I'm looking at locally. If we lose this 4-hour low, then of course there's going to be plenty of support that we can look at below us. But until we lose this low, that doesn't really matter. We're still in an uptrend, and we still may expect price to continue putting in higher lows and higher highs. So now for levels of resistance. First off, I have this untapped daily marked out. It was daily open yesterday. Now it is an untapped daily. And right now we also have the previous day value area high right around there, so some decent confluence. And it's also above the value area high of the local range. Plus, it is a weekend, so if you turn on the CME gap indicator, on Friday, this is the level that price closed at. So if price opens up again below that level, there will be a CME gap that needs to be filled right around that area too. And I have this box marked out up here, a 2-minute order block. That's a potential scalp idea. If you go to the 2-minute time frame, we had this blue candle right in between the two purple candles, and then price went down to break structure. And, it is also at the highs of this local range, so that is looking like a decent order block. We already tapped this 0.5, so that is not a valid level. But still, if we see confirmations, I may be looking at that order block. And if not, if we, pump above that, I would be watching the high as well. And you could also potentially look at an SFP of that high into that golden pocket. This was a key support resistance level, or area, I would say. We had resistance right there. We had some support right there. So, we could potentially SFP this high into that key level. But if we, can break out of this weekend range, if we don't SFP this high and, fall back inside this range after we tap off the golden pocket, then the next level I'd be watching is this NDPOC up here at like 30,800. It is also right around the 786 of this fib, and if you take a fixed range of this little range, the point of control is lining up right on top of that NDPOC. So I would be looking for confirmations and a nice reaction at that level. It could make for a decent scalp play. I don't know if I would be targeting all the way down there with this one. I might just target like previous highs or something like that, and like TP there. And then above that, we have a 24-minute order block around the highs of the range. You zoom in right there. There is this blue candle in between the two purples. We broke structure to the downside, and it is at the highs of the range. And so if we get a move into this area, I would probably be looking for signs of weakness, like us struggling to take out the highs, and then maybe breaking market structure, and basically looking for confirmations like that. If we just pump up here really quickly, I I would probably be more careful of it because there's a good chance we, then just come for the highs. And if we do get a move for those highs, I mean, you could look for an SFP of it if we just quickly take it out and then come back down below it. But there are more significant resistances above us, like I said. So if we're going to take out the highs, I may be looking for a move a bit higher towards some of these resistances. There's a chance that we could kind of get SFP confirmations here, just peak above the level, come back down, get people too short here before then just kind of wrecking them and getting a move up to some of the more key resistances. So unless I see something to give me a lot of confidence in this, I'd be careful around that high. I just think there's more key resistance higher. And yeah, those are pretty much all of my key levels at the moment. So thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing and leaving a comment. Shout out to everyone that leaves comments on my videos. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one.